Tony Khan claims that the AEW roster is in a better place than what it was a year ago. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We're outside, we're enjoying some of that air. Not many wrestling fans get to enjoy air because they spend their entire lives and days, months, years. That's plenty, Jack. You know, they spend it inside the basement, so you can probably hear a bit of wind. But today we're going to be talking about Tony Khan's claim, and is it correct? Is it correct that the AEW roster is in a better place than a year ago today? I mean, obviously a year ago today, it might not be exactly to the day where CM Punk left AEW and got fired and walked out, and we didn't walk out, but you know, the whole all out or all in. Honestly, all in. It's some of the cheapest pay-per-view names that you'll ever see, but you know, it's close enough to a year since then. And he's obviously referring to their big pay-per-view at Wembley a year ago. So let's play the game. Let's play the math. Is AEW better off than a year ago? No, because the ratings are absolutely down. Now maybe morale in the locker room's up, but you know, the same toxicity is still there for me. You know, just because you lose CM Punk doesn't mean you lose that. Like a month ago, you had the incident with Britt Baker, Will Ospreay, and MJF. Right? Again, Jack Perry using real glass in that match, which is just instigating things backstage. You had people sticking up for CM Punk that are still there, like FTR, getting called EDL members. If you know, you know, guys. Because Sean Connery knows. And then, you know, maybe the only thing you could probably say that they are doing better in is like morale. That's probably it, because I look at the rest of the show and I'm thinking, the ratings are down. They've got a better world champion that they had a year ago with MJF, but if we're being honest, First Strickland was worse than him. Well, actually, MJF's title reign was awful. I'm not even going to try and pretend, you know. I'm not going to even try and pretend about it. There's a can of rock shoreline on the flare, so brilliant. Right, Jake, would you stop pulling me, son? I need to talk about All Elite Pro Wrestling, how shite it is. But Jake's not really buying it, to say the least. But yeah, it's not better off than what it was a year ago. I mean, anyone can see with their two eyes. I mean, look at the ratings. They'll never see 800k again, let alone 100k. They've suffered of their worst ratings ever in the year since the last pay-per-view. You know, everything is down. Last year they sold about 70,000 tickets, and now this year, you know, the rumour is about 50,000, and there was a lot of red seats here. You know, the number they did, I'm not going to completely bash it. I mean, it's still a decent enough number, but the more times that they go to London, it's just going to decrease. Now they're going to Texas next year, which might in turn actually save them, because you know, because then they're going back to London in 26. Because if you just kept doing the same show every year in the same location, less people are going to go. Like, I know people that have not went this year but went last year. You know, that's just what happens. And when you look at the card this year, I mean, it's not star-studded. Not that last year was, but I mean, last year you had Samoa Joe and CM Punk, you know, in a world title match, so to speak. But again, this year, I think you had a better main event, because you had Brian and Swerve Strickland has career on the line. So, right, Jake, come on, why is he sitting there sniffing? You probably heard that through the voice recorder, but come on, Jake, come on. What are you doing, man? Pulling like an absolute moonbeam. But yeah, I mean, the main event was better, but last year you actually had Sting in a match. But there was a few things on the card last night that were alright, but what? Overall, AEW sucks, and it's not better off than it was a year ago. You can clearly see the numbers. Company's getting worse every year. It's getting saturated with the same people from Japan and Mexico and things like that. I mean, Okada's on millions a year, and he was in a jobber casino battle royal. And like we said in the review yesterday, he was a bit part player in that. You know, Christian, Jarrett, Page, we call him Nigel McGuinness, they all had their own stories. Okada had nothing. He was simply a body, which just sums up how shite it really, really is for him.